some guys their whole life.
Evening, everybody. It's Friday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for the What's on Joe Mind TeamStream. As you can see, we've got noted author James Kavanaugh in the house tonight. We're here to talk all about the G.I. Joe fan club and help out with the old enlistment drive. We'll be right back to tell you all about it after our kick-ass theme song. Hey, how are you?
Oh, hello.
As we said before, it's What's on Joe Mind. We're a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. How's everybody doing this evening? I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. Joining me here on the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the hot show, Mark Weber.
That's right. And after an exhausting 8-hour procedure, I had my echo removed. So glad to be with you tonight with just one voice.
No, the real credit for removing the echo goes to the co-hostess with the co-mostess, who was actually early tonight and helped out with the audio checks.
First one.
And something just made that screwy right there. But anyways, she's the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay. It's Joe Colton, everyone.
Hello. I
Joe
solved the echo.
You're back after about a 3-week absence. It's first time in a couple weeks for you, isn't it?
Yes.
We put Racktime Rob into extra super service.
I'm sorry.
I know, right? But I told Racktime Rob he wasn't allowed back until he got a haircut because he looks like a hippie.
Oh. I would like to see a picture of Racktime Rob now.
But he's in timeout.
He is.
You can send me ransom pictures.
We'll trot him out after we get off the air.
All right.
That's what they told me, by the way.
Yeah.
Had to cut it.
And as you can tell by the glare, he is the most recurring guest in What's on Joe Mind history.
He is.
Be it as either as a guest or as not as a guest per se, but in terms of being a guest host, you're easily in first place.
Okay. I'm very proud of that.
I don't have a number on that anymore. I gotta go back and touch up the grid a little bit because I've been lazy about that sort of thing. But nobody else had. The folks who are in second and third place haven't caught up to you. So
better jump on it.
Right? But your first place. Noted author James Kavanaugh is back in the house.
Woo!
With the What's on Joe Mind team where he belongs.
A little more. That's right.
I was always a self-proclaimed number one fan. So I'm glad to be wherever I'm at in the slots.
Right. But Racktime Rob is moderating the chat. He is causing problems. I think he banned somebody accidentally.
What? Again?
Well, usually that's Mark banning Rob.
It's a trickle-down Bananomics.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say about the bully? The bully was typically bullied. So
that's it.
Right.
Hurt people. That's it. Hurt people. Hurt people.
And just to throw our standard early call to action out there, if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead, leave some kind of a reaction, give a thumbs up or a heart or a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. Brent Anderson has already left us little huggy guy, and we appreciate those. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead, just like our video, subscribe to the channel, and then when we're done later, go ahead, leave a comment and all that other good stuff. That's what you can do to help us out the most. Get on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We haven't grown a whole lot in recent weeks. It's a little concerning. We're happy with who we got. We need to keep spreading the gospel. But yeah, Rob is the iron fist of chat tonight.
Oh.
Meaning his Netflix show sucks.
We don't have Netflix.
That I agree with.
Little Danny Rand humor.
Danny Rand humor.
Poor guy.
Yeah, not really. He's got plenty of dough from that thing. Anyways,
I guess.
but
Well, I'm
But,
glad it's not waiting on the sequel
right.
to pay the mortgage.
But how's the house doing tonight?
Doing it. It's great. It's great to be here. I can't thank you guys enough.
Yes, we are here to help out with the G.I. Joe fan club membership drive. James, where are we at in terms of members at the moment? Give us a ballpark figure.
I think I'm at 200 right now.
Nice.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
solid.
Excellent.
So that's exciting.
And that is open for another week,
Next
right?
Friday.
Next
Yes.
Friday. So be sure when we're done here tonight, head over to the G.I. Joe fan club social media, and they will lead you to where you can go to subscribe. But first, we've got some other business to take care of, including community calendar.
Ooh.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe mind? Wants to know. Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
Yeah, I know, sold it.
Yeah, because you knew I was looking this time.
Eh.
And Joe Colton just sits in with quiet dignity, trying to
Quiet at least.
right
Yes. Quiet. Dignity.
ruining the day that she shared that picture.
Yep.
Now, just again to remind the folks at home, Joe Colton, what is your policy? Every time I ask you, is it okay to use this picture in promotional stuff? What do you say to me?
I usually just say, yeah, whatever. I don't.
No, what you say to me is, hey, if I put it on Facebook, you can use it on the show.
I did not put my giant toe on Facebook.
But that's not what we're dealing with there.
No.
We
But
can deal with giant toe if you want to.
No.
If you want me to swap that out, I can put giant toe in there in its place.
There's no need. Thank
Is it-
you.
Joe, is it hard at shows when you're meeting new people and you can tell they're just staring at your feet and you're like, hey, eyes up here.
No, but I have had people at cons who watch the show ask me if indeed I have given the photos to Mike, or if he does actually go on my Facebook page and steal them.
Does anybody ever totally cross a line and ask if those are collagen implanted, or if you had toe talks or anything like that?
No.
Oh my God. The dad jokes are heavy tonight.
Are they
Yeah.
Oh,
real? Are they real? Oh, they're real.
they're real.
And they're spectacular. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, they're real. Oh no.
Yeah.
Wah,
Not
wah.
good. Not good.
So again, if you want, I can swap in the toe picture if you'd like.
No. You
All right,
can
no.
leave the one where Maggie is trying to
Cut your
cut
foot
off
out
my
of
leg.
death trap.
Cut
Yeah.
my foot off.
Maybe we can do a Photoshop toe face hybrid sometime.
Oh, why are you
Right.
don't. Please
See,
don't contribute to him.
Thanks for
I don't-
having me.
I don't have the Photoshop software nor the skills to pull that off.
I gotta say, I
But
was
Mark
always,
does.
I do, and I have a yellow belt, and I was always pretty sure that photo was staged
No.
because Maggie Kogan doesn't fail at violence.
No.
So if she wanted that foot off, I'm pretty sure.
So I have a story to tell you about those shoes. So
Okay.
I took them to the cobbler, and I was like, "Listen, I got stuck in this shoe, and my best friend almost had to cut my foot off or the shoe to get it off." And he's like, "All right, let me see them." So I put them on the counter and go, "See, this one's easy." And then I get the other one. And I was like, "See, it's stuck." And so the cobbler takes the shoe and just goes, "Yeah, so there's a trick to these shoes." And I was like, "Listen to me. I am not that dumb or young to not know how to put a shoe on and zip it up." But apparently there's a pull and lift. It's a trick with the specific type of shoe. So
He's new, so he doesn't know that about 100 other people have done that joke. but I'm going to put it up there for him anyway.
Still good.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I got I tried it and he's like, no, do it with me. And so like the cobbler, and Wes is dying. He's just like, how did you not know? Like, you're a woman. You should know the tricks of this type of shoe thing. And I'm like, no, it's just a shoe. You just pull the zipper. Nope. Apparently there's a lock zipper.
Doug
Cobbler.
Yellow asks, did Joe say cobbler? I didn't know there were still cobblers.
Sure there are.
There's cobblers. It's not a dying industry like, I don't know, Latin.
Peach cobbler, apple cobbler.
Shoe cobbler.
They're typically not called cobblers.
What are they called?
They're just called shoe repair guys at this point.
Oh.
Because the language is needs to be,
different.
blander and more vanilla. But
so I grew up in a British system. They're cobblers.
Yeah,
and it's a cupboard, not a cabinet.
I'm okay with cupboard too. But to be a cobbler, you do have to actually be an elf. So that is a thing. That important point.
Or
Cobblers.
a very little person.
Little hands,
little tiny hands.
like the Steelers quarterback.
Well, then you can put it on the foot thing and like hammer. Hey, cobble.
There are still cobblers. They cobble. Matthew Comstock.
Keebler elves. So.
Matthew Comstock had the honchos joke going.
Peach
Yes.
cobbler. Yeah.
Can you guys hear the train?
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Not now though. Amazing.
She muted it.
That's what I'm saying.
She'll forget that that's muted. Just give it a few seconds.
If she curses while muted, does she have to pay?
No.
Then go nuts, Joe.
That reminds me. I don't have the swear jar is in the other room. So
I was gonna say, do we have any lip readers in the audience?
But anyways, first up, looks like it's gonna be a quiet weekend this weekend, or at least it's one that nobody told me about any shows. But ToyCon 4 taking place in Hamden, Connecticut on Saturday, May 14 from 10 to 3. Toys, comics, video games, and collectibles, as you can see right there on the sign. I was thrilled to find out about this because they gave me a nice graphic that I could just download and put right on here with all the information. I was thrilled. Thank you, ToyCon 4. Thank your graphic people for me.
It's 86 miles away. That's reasonable.
You're in on that one, aren't you?
Right? There you go.
ToyCon 4, $2 entry fee. Kids get in free. Bring the whole family, Mark Weber.
Yeah, right. Hey.
Bring the whole family.
Hey, Michelle, we're going an hour and a half away to a toy show.
Uh-oh.
Happy Mother's Day. Oh, go ahead, Saturday.
That's Saturday the 14th.
Okay, so it'll be like, you got Mother's Day last weekend. When are we going to do something for me?
That can be Mike Irizarry's birthday observed. You can go to a toy show.
Nice.
Because Saturday the 14th is my birthday.
You're 514?
Consider it done.
Nice.
I am. I will be at No, I won't be at ToyCon 4. Wish I could go to ToyCon 4. I wish. I may actually be working on the 14th, which is weird because I generally don't work Saturdays, but the Saturday that I would want off, I think I have to work. Anyways.
Well, then they find out it's your birthday. That's why they made you work.
Probably.
Well,
I don't know. Work is weird right now. Just strange. I don't want to get into that. It makes me sad.
Next news item.
Next show. Oh, we jumped. Tidewater Comic-Con, same weekend, May 14th and 15th in Virginia Beach, Virginia, at the Virginia Beach Convention Center, Saturday, 10:30. You will you?
oh, nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'd have put you on the guest list, but nobody tells me this crap.
I am not a guest. I am just an attendant.
Oh, you're just going to go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday, 10:30 to 6, Sunday, 11:30 to 4. Guests include Brandon Routh, John Wesley Shipp, Jungle Boy, and our very own Michael Bell. Duke in the house. Joe Colton, you gonna say hey to Duke?
I will. I'll go by and say, hey, Mr. Bell.
Talk up the show. He's been on before.
Yes.
He probably won't remember, but whatever.
Last time he made William do like lip syncing and he said some obscenities.
Which one?
not to be on air.
I mean, really, if you want to hear Michael Bell curse, you can just go to our Podbean site.
Yes.
We got it most recently. It's special edition 69. We got Michael Bell's Major Blood promo on there, and it's all full of colorful words.
Oh,
Does it
goodness.
rhyme?
No, no, it's better than rhyming. Frankly, it's better. I encourage everybody who's a longtime fan of our program, all 11 years of it, to go and listen to special edition 69.
Cool.
But that was the first appearance of the wrist lock on our program.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It was.
I might have that
11
downloaded still.
11 years?
11 years.
No.
You'd think that'd get you a round table invite or something.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
People are afraid of us. They're too busy trying to be our show to acknowledge our show.
And then we got to practice our pucker.
Nah, don't want to do that either.
Hey,
I like being a loose cannon. I like being a rogue.
I think it's reasonable not to invite the people who busted your whole year's worth of releases ahead of time. That's reasonable. Every action, right? Every action.
Look, I'm just saying, a seat at the table, maybe that sort of thing doesn't happen.
Oh.
Maybe that, no, we have an obligation. We're here for the news. If news comes to us,
Hey,
maybe
Yeah.
the G.I. Joe fan
We
club will
report it.
find it.
Matthew Comstock has an interesting bit on Tidewater Comic Con.
I'm not on there. Hang on. Matthew Comstock, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, Larry Hama is also listed for Tidewater Comic Con. Well, they
Nice.
need to update their site because he was not on there when I looked.
I did not know that.
Well,
I
but
will be
there
sure
you
to
go.
try and say hi to Larry.
Say hey to Larry.
Hey,
plug the
Larry.
damn-
Jungle Boy.
Plug the damn show.
The OG.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Who's
block-
Jungle Boy?
He's a wrestler.
All right.
And he is legit Luke Perry's son.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So
Interesting.
Yes.
doesn't help him wrestle, but maybe he can lasso bulls. I don't know.
No, because Luke Perry couldn't do that either, even in the movie. So
No, was that like stunt double the whole time?
no, I mean, isn't that how the guy died? He got stomped on by the bull.
Yeah, for about 8 seconds, I think.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, we got another show. Of course, Robo Toy Fest at Pasadena, California, also known as the Pasadena G.I. Joe Show. Our good friend Morgan Lofting will be in attendance.
Woohoo.
Other G.I. Joe guests: Larry Houston, Jay Sullivan, Keona Young, and a host of other folks from across the geekdom at large. General admission is $10 online in advance or $15 at the door. VIP access and exclusives are available. See the website for details. That is robotoyfest.com.
Just call it Lofting Palooza. No offense to Larry J. and Keone, but
Right.
come on.
She's the Baroness.
Dog.
They understand. They get it.
Better.
They get it.
Held the door for her. The first time I met her, I was just holding the door for her because I was ahead of her.
Were you Hodor at the time?
She walked past and said, "Thank you, darling." And I'm like, "Oh my god." The
Which is
best.
very different from mine.
She's the best.
Yeah, the first time I met Morgan Lofting, she hit me.
Man, you deserved it.
That's because Joe Colton set me up, is why. And we'll tell that story another night. I've done that on the show before.
Yes.
Probably not the first hit the Baroness has pulled off, right? Come on. Now.
No.
She yelled at me and sent me to bed because I had been drinking for quite a while.
Oh my.
It's amazing that you have a list of celebrities that applies to you with,
Right. It's like Mad Libs with Joe Colton.
right?
And you can remember which one's which.
Yeah.
Right? And then Blank told me, "You've drank way too much. Go to bed."
Yeah. No, she didn't even say that. She's just like, go the fuck to bed.
There you go.
Hey, there we go.
Uh-oh.
Celebrity yelled at Joe Colton
Yep.
because she was illicit activity.
There you go.
No, so I mean, right
I've
there.
been up for quite a bit. Like I think James was gone to bed, and I was
Oh.
like,
I don't think that's possible.
If
Well,
that
it
is
was in the
indeed true,
morning.
then you need to go to F to bed.
Right? James doesn't
Trust
sleep. He waits.
Well, my ears were ringing, and she was just like, "You need to go to bed." And I was like, "It's fine."
Mario Cantu asks, how would we get a drawing from Larry? I'm going to guess that means Larry Hama.
Yes.
But
Not Houston.
check, since you're watching on Facebook, the easiest thing would be to check out Larry's Facebook pages. He usually has details on
yes.
on
If
what
it's
he's
at a-
doing at shows.
If it's at a con, he usually has a sign-up list.
Yeah.
And he draws them during the con, and you go sign up. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He's getting older, so.
I think he did set some new parameters on his Facebook page about what his show kind
Yeah.
of policies
Yeah,
are.
so-
He can't draw nonstop like he's
Yeah.
had been doing for 4 years.
Not a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just for always check out the artist's individual policies. We're not going to get into that too much on our program. We only got 2 hours.
Yeah.
Rob says he did deserve to be struck by Morgan Lofting. I was there, and I would say that's true. Had Joe Colton not set me up,
Whatever.
Joe Colton set me up to be struck.
You're just upset,
I wasn't upset. I wasn't
Always
upset.
got to angle it out.
right?
I have a story now, so that's better than
No story.
exactly. The
There's
first
a
time. Go ahead.
There's a section of the fan base, a very dark section, who would pay money to get slapped by the Baroness.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Freebie.
That is true.
Freebie, Mike, you're sorry.
At the end of the show, remind me. I'll tell the story at the end of the show.
All right.
And then
That got my mind off the show.
I think we got one more. Of course, we got one more. The Roma Collectibles Toy Store Parking Lot Toy
Yes.
Show, Sunday, May 22nd from 10 to 4 at the parking lot at Roma Collectibles there in Springfield, Ohio. 15 collectibles vendors. It'll be a good time. James Cavanaugh, you're going to be in the house on that one,
I
aren't
was
you?
just going to say the G.I. Joe fan club will be there
Woohoo!
along with RHC guidebooks.
That's right up the road from you.
Yeah, I got no excuses. No, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Grill and chill. I'm all about it.
Joe Self says we need the super chat swear jar. We try not to. I'm not going to do a whole lot of super chats when we have guests plugging products. When we do super chats, obviously I want it to be a situation where if somebody is super chatting, we can address whatever their issue is, whatever their question is. That's going to take priority
Mom.
on those super chat nights.
Hey.
No, just let it go. Just let it go.
I shoulda. That's not fair.
I had a similar experience recently with another interview, so I feel
Joe Colton and her misadventures with the mute button are.
well, they're legendary.
I mean, aren't they though? It's its own thing.
I once had a recruiter call me right when my Iron Sheik alarm clock app went off on my phone. It was new, and I just hung up because I thought if they hear this, it's done.
Right.
I can hang up and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, bad connection, went through the tunnel." But
Or sorry, I dropped my phone.
if they hear the Iron Sheik say, "You want to be legend like me? Wake the fuck up."
Nah.
I'm not getting that job.
So, Joe Colton, what did you not do when your mom called right there?
Did I?
You did
No.
not put your microphone on mute.
Oh, I thought I did.
No, I muted your microphone so nobody heard your conversation.
Thank you.
But I mean, come on now. You're muting when you're not supposed to be muting. You're not muting when you should
I
be
took
muting.
myself off camera so you didn't see me like talking.
I mean, it was Mama Colton, so we're not upset.
Yeah.
She gets free reign. Mother's Day is Sunday,
Yeah.
you
Usually
know-
it's important when she calls us late at night. So
right? So we have there's no problem there. I just
Well, we've been
Anyway.
trying to tell you to eat your vegetables, but we're glad that Mom chimed in.
But anyways,
Now,
getting back to super chats, if somebody is spending money, giving us money to address their question, I want it to be the focus of our conversation. Whereas when we have a guest, like James is here for a purpose tonight, not just to catch up and host the news, but he's got a project, and we're here to push for his project. We want that to be the focus tonight.
Yes.
So
I'm only here when I want something.
yeah. You and everybody else, James.
Seems legit.
To be fair, you guys don't call me on a random anyway, so I see how it is.
We try, man.
I have to beg and plead.
I got a job, James.
That's true. Me too.
All right, but that's it for community calendar. Should I play the theme song again? Should I? Anybody?
Only if
take-
it echoes.
I'll take that as you.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on your mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
Lift and pull, and then it pops right off.
I love it.
You know what I like best about that lately is that I'll sometimes watch YouTube on the television here. We got the app for the TV, and when you move the cursor on top of our program, because I have a channel that's just for my personal use, that's not the show, but obviously I'm subscribed to our channel, so it'll pop up new episodes, and the last couple of episodes, the little cut movie that it's given you as a preview is the calendar intro. So we're getting the Joe Colton goofy stare at the camera as Maggie removes her foot every time. Every time.
Oh God.
I don't even have to hit a button. It's beautiful.
It's a good thing you got rocker ankles, Joe. That could have really hurt.
Fucked up.
The first time I saw that, I thought you were getting a tattoo in an unusual place. If I may make a community calendar G.I. Joe fan club comment,
Yeah.
as the group progresses and people are out there doing primarily G.I. Joe shows that I'm not able to attend, or any of the immediate staff, you're more than welcome to reach out and try and figure something out, spread the word.
All right.
It's something to auction or contest or raffle or whatever. I don't know.
Certainly. We'll get to that in a few minutes. We got to get the news first.
Yeah.
But,
He's all excited.
Matthew Comstock was hoping for a Cobrathon-esque show for the Enlistment Drive tonight. We will be killing Sci-Fi and Lifeline later, but we were doing that regardless if James was here or not. But, I mean, sometimes synergy is tough, guys.
Did he kill Sci-Fi before he gets his classified figure?
Sure.
That's
Why
been
not?
That's been due for like a year, right?
A lot of fans are going to be upset.
Or
but not Flash fan number one over there.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Sci-Fi. I just think he's the second best laser trooper on the team.
Who's third?
I don't know. Anybody?
Red Spot.
Hey.
Sergeant Slaughterhouse says, "Howdy, y'all." Howdy,
Howdy.
Sergeant Slaughterhouse.
Howdy.
Any Spanish on the show? Well,
¿Cuál es su fecha de hoy? ¿Dónde está su cumpleaños?
Sí.
Oh.
las cucarachas entran, pero no pueden salir.
No bebe rum aquí. I'm trying to think. I'm not drinking rum right now. See, that's why I'm not drinking. William knows. The more I drink, the more.
¿Cuál tu prefieres bailo solo? Pero es una mesa pequeña.
I just flew in for the Cobra Consulate in New York, and boy, are my arms tired.
There you go.
But
We should have like William on here, and he does an entire segment just in Spanish.
Nice.
And another one in Klingon.
No, I don't know if his Klingon is that good. Spanish, yes. English, meh. Klingon,
That's right.
I've been meaning to check in with William. My the current girlfriend is Puerto Rican.
Oh,
There we go.
yours? What?
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
Boricua.
I mean, she's been stateside for 20 plus years, but still there.
Yeah.
I don't think you can ever get rid of it. Long
Yeah.
story.
no,
That's
hell,
funny. He's dating a white chick.
Well, there you go. Maybe we can do like one of those swap shows or something.
Hey, so am I. I mean,
Hey,
wait.
all right.
oh Lord. Okay, so anyways, first news item. That's right. Callsign Longbow. The Kickstarter starts May 10th.
But how
Yeah.
the date?
4 days from now. You can follow Callsign Longbow on Facebook and other social media, but Facebook's where they seem to do most of their stuff. You can also watch our previous episodes, 171 and 208, and maybe next week. Because next week, Troy and John will be with us to help kick off their Kickstarter. So it was announced earlier that Alberto Uptown Chapman will be one of the 4 figures in the initial assortment for the Kickstarter drive. So we've got 3 of them, 3 of the 4 confirmed. I'm thinking the 4th will probably be the Spetsnaz guy, but yeah, it continues to look awesome. We're fired up. We'll be talking to Troy and John next week, have them on the big program and get into the nuts and bolts of their Kickstarter. So everybody try to do some breathing exercises and just, settle in. We only got 4 more days, and then we can take a look at all this stuff.
I saw them at AR, the prototypes. They look phenomenal.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, Troy, he's
Sure.
a stickler for the details. He does quality work. But next news item. Hey, G.I. Joe Mission Critical is still on Kickstarter. Closes on May 12th. This is already funded, so if you're wanting to get in on this board game, 2 to 5 players cooperative board game where the Joes are taking on the Cobras. Crazy theme on that one. But again, it funded in about 10 minutes, so this is going to happen. If you've got the money to throw forward on all the extras for this game, it's right there for you, and it closes on May 12th. From our friends at Renegade Game Studios.
And if you flip this image, Scarlett's right-handed.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Maybe.
Maybe fun.
This is the flipped image.
But then Duke would have his bandolier on the wrong shoulder, and Diana would flip out.
Yay.
Like
And
flip
rightly
the
so.
screen.
And rightly so.
Table flip. Okay.
Right?
But again, fun characters. They've been doing in-depth reveals this week as far as the characters and what they can do in the game. So be sure to check that out. Again, it's all on Kickstarter for you. Just type in G.I. Joe Mission Critical. Boom, comes right up for you. Next news item. We've missed the news sound the last few weeks. I can't say. Mark does a good job, but
Aww.
but truly,
I'm the understudy.
truly, this is your milieu, along with profanity, of course.
My passion.
But the big news on our social media feed this week was certainly helping these guys along. Total Action Force Volume 2 is kickstarted.
Nice.
Finally, we got there the last day with just a couple hours to go. They wound up getting about 1,500 euros over the goal. So everything's going to get done for the book itself. No stretch goals, unfortunately, but hey, the book is done, and that's the most important thing. I didn't have anything cool to put on here, so I just wrote Sweet Sassy Molassie.
One of my favorite sketches ever.
The bad Sports Center audition from ESPN on yeah, it's a good one. Ray Romano.
As Mike Richter says, hey, try not to shoot the puck up my pooper. And Jeremy Roenick says, I got to score this puck any way I have to, and if that's up your pooper, then so be it.
Matt O'Brien asked, did Marauders just announce a Kickstarter? Oh, my God, I don't know. I don't know. We'll look for it. I was on Kickstarter so much this week that I just didn't look for anything else. I was just laser focused here, and I just didn't worry about it past that. We'll get it on the next one. We'll talk more about it next time, all right? Okay, we'll check that out.
We help. I like to think we helped get this funded because it's fantastic. We totally helped those Skeletron guys. They never would have made it without our help. That
Ben
40,
Rigger.
that 40 billion they got pledged would have
Yeah,
been more
something
like 38 without us, man.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it just that one was funny because we had them on the day after they launched, and it was already funded.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was
Yeah.
the best, the easiest application of the What's on Joe Mind push in the history of the What's on Joe Mind push.
They spent like 20 minutes on the show just dancing.
Right.
It was like the dance break episode.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, from the world of handheld games. If you're on your phone, like most of us are, trying to kill time by playing dopey games, here's a dopey one for you. Puzzles and Survival, which is a combination of an overly tedious zombie survival game and Match 3, is doing a crossover with G.I. Joe. It doesn't have a ton to do with G.I. Joe. It's going to have Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes and a bunch of hiss tanks and things like that. It started today, so if you don't have this game and you're interested, this is a good day to go ahead and download it. It's just one of those where you got to keep, like, you build your facilities and you go out and you kill zombies, and it's repetitive. And I pulled it, downloaded it at the beginning of the week when I first saw the ad for the G.I. Joe crossover, and it's neat. They did a good job on the graphics. We'll just leave it at that. It's not a great game, but hey, any exposure for G.I. Joe is good exposure for G.I. Joe. So we'll get out and
Asterisk, except certain feature films.
right. So many amazing Kickstarters. The Mission Critical game, Action Force Volume 2, Creating G.I. Joe Volume 8, everything done by 3D Joes, coming soon, Callsign Longbow. Yes, we're going to spend a lot of money this spring and summer on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Did I lose you guys?
No.
Okay.
No,
Try harder.
Yeah, I got lost in the chat for a second. I was looking for something I could post, but nah. Nope, nobody's got anything for Puzzles and Survival. It's again, it's not great. I apologize. If you download it, it'll be fun to see Snake Eyes killing zombies, I guess, but that's about all we got.
It's amazing how many like not really directly in the G.I. Joe fan club, but they like that accent. It's amazing how G.I. Joe kind of comes in that way with certain features.
Yeah.
People have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. The theme of it all doesn't bother me. It's not a particularly exciting game. Like I don't know how you take something like hunting zombies, and dry it up to the point where it's not that entertaining. Oh well, hey, let's combine it with Candy Crush. Oh well, that'll do it. That'll get it done. Anyways,
selling millions. Oh hey,
that's it for.
That's Cobra Crush.
Yeah, that's it.
Cobra Crush.
That's it for the news.
Do.
Well, I mean, most of the news anyway. Not the James Kavanaugh news. James Kavanaugh is here, of course, to talk about the G.I. Joe fan club. And we will be happy to let him do that in just a few seconds after a word from our sponsor.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
There we go. All right. So first up, James, we'll go through. You sent me a packet of photos and promotional material. I'll just start at the beginning for you.
Okay.
But you know what? We had you on a few weeks ago to talk about this in the preliminary stages. Let's change course real quick, and instead of launching into promotional stuff right out of the gate, why don't you go back and take us through the process that you went through when you decided, hey, we need a G.I. Joe fan club?
Much to what Joe was alluding to earlier, I think I woke up in a slumber and said, hey, after a long night in a stupor and said, I think we need a G.I. Joe fan club. No. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've gone to a few shows even during the pandemic, the ones that were open, and just absence. You can clearly tell that absence was making the heart grow fonder. Whether you're at the show directly or wanting to go in spirit or even talking about it, just you know, it's been 4 years already. The last show was in 2018, and I could just kind of tell. It was actually kind of funny as a guy that, well, all of us like minds really had our ear to the ground, and as far as not only GI Joe as a whole, but the Collectors Club to begin with, how the conversation shift where everybody used to, you know, gripe or be more negative, not really negative, but you know, particular pick. They were loving and wanting. So I'm like, and on the other side of the coin, I've always, you know, daydreamed or whatever it'd be neat. What if, you know, we all had the conversation. What if I ran the GI Joe Club? Why would I? This is what I would do. And I've had those thoughts while working on countless images for reference guides. And one thing led to another, started cranking the numbers, and here we are. Made sense to do. At least try it. Why not?
Absolutely. So we'll start then with your promotional material.
Okay.
Oh, Matt O'Brien wants us to know. He backed the Skeletron project in the last 19 minutes. I'm thinking you mean the Action Force project, but appreciate it. Good job. Get on in there.
He might be talking about that.
Well, maybe the backer kit. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, if you clicked on it in the last week, you heard Bruce Willis say, "Welcome to the party, pal."
Right. If you clicked on it before it ended, you did good, regardless of which one. Anyways, so the first image in the pamphlet, so to speak, is this bad boy, the G.I. Joe fan club coming soon. And is this going to be something you use going forward, or is this just a teaser for the
That's
group
a little
as a
newsletter. Oh, sorry. That's a little newsletter teaser. That'll be the newsletter itself. It'll be coming soon. I'm going to save that surprise for members when they receive in the mail, as well any subsequent newsletter images and whatnot. I might give a preview to some of the articles that are coming up. And I think the website, I intend to have maybe the first few paragraphs for anybody to read, and that might help, to entice people to subscribe.
So this newsletter is a big part of the package.
I would think so, yes.
Talk about it a little bit, because it's not, obviously the last couple of weeks have been all about what you get by enrolling as far as the bonuses, right? And we'll talk about the bonuses, but the meat of your regular content is going to be this newsletter. So talk to the folks about what they can expect to see in the newsletter.
Oh, hopefully everything. I know that's kind of a vague comment, but I really want to try and just capture the entire collecting and GI Joe world as robustly as I can. So, I mean, the introductory issue will have an article from Chris Murray, which he specializes in pre-production. David Arrayas, he's a Spanish collector, so there's our Action Force coming back to visit us. Dan Klingesmith is doing something on Grunt, which you might have found some parallels in the G.I. Joe fan club mascot, maybe, hopefully. I would like to think so. And Justin Bell will be covering fan fiction. That'll happen not only in the newsletter, but throughout some intermittent emails to kind of spice up your day, maybe. And beyond that, as we did earlier, there'll be a calendar of events on the back cover for people to kind of check out what's going on, not only that quarter, but maybe plan throughout the year. So you'll have enough time in advance to maybe plan and call off for a show that you'd like to attend. And more. I mean, beyond that, I mean, I've reached out to people that if you're attending a show and you'd like to do a recap, great. If you're getting together for a night out and it's G.I. Joe related with the local guys, take some pictures, write up an article. Love to see it. Going camping with your kids. You want to make a little G.I. Joe theme? Do it. I mean,
so this feels a lot like the old, like when you were part of a fan club, like back in the day, like a very retro feel.
Yeah.
Kind of exciting.
Absolutely. Well, good. I'm glad. Oh, speaking of which, if Joe or anybody else wants to write some cosplay articles, We would love to see GI Joe focus. There'll also be contests, and that's a category for that matter. But Ronnie Nagel, in a similar vein, Ronnie Nagel will be talking to us about his approach to photography. So, I mean, the big ones, the diorama, customizing, cosplay, art in general, and photography. That's usually the big five people latch onto when they want to personalize and take GI Joe into their own artistic hands. I've reached out to key members in those areas, and if anybody else in those areas express any interest, hit me up. I mean,
I don't know, James. Cosplay content at Joe Colton. I've been barking up that tree for about 6 years, and you see how much we got here.
Well, if she'd finally get off her duff and do something about it, she'd maybe get somewhere, but we'll see. You gotta want it. Yeah.
First article: how to get out of your shoes but keep your foot.
There you go. I'm on it. Let me write one of my writers. We'll get an interview going. 4-part series.
How to get out of your shoe. Interviews by experts.
Right. Be sure you talk to Maggie on that one. Next image we got is, of course, the dog tag.
Yes.
And for the folks who can't read the tiny print, dog tag ×2. 2 separate metal dog tags. First is the G.I. Joe fan club logo. Second is a personalized dog tag with member's name, code name, membership number, the fan club website link, and established 2022. So here too, James, what's the thought process behind this as your first item? Like why dog tags?
Because they're iconic with the 80s newsletter in particular, but possibly with the 60s, 70s. I mean, they're just kind of they're ubiquitous with the G.I. Joe logo even back then. I mean, the 64 guy had a giant dog tag on. It doesn't get any more classic than that. To bring in with a modern twist, I mean, we have access to all kinds of customization and personalization vendors out there, and it'll be fun to have your name on a dog tag. One step further, the reason why there's 2 is not only is the fan club getting off the ground as a whole, this is its inaugural year, but there's also the 40th anniversary of Real American Hero, and I intend to have themes every year. The first 3 years have been planned out, and there'll be themes throughout that. So you'll always kind of get something that's a little more traditional, run-of-the-mill G.I. Joe fan club promotional, and then the second one will always be a little more thematic from here on out. You'll see that in other parts of the offering.
All right. So be sure to stick around for 2028, Hardball's birthday.
Yeah. I think you're onto something, Mike. I think we could do a full year on Hardball. Possibly 2 years. I mean, why stop?
Let's don't get ahead of yourself, man. Make sure you get through year 1.
That's true. That is definitely on the forefront of my mind.
And we've also got the membership card, which we made famous in our promo graphic tonight. But this is, I'll read the statement of mission, because again, for the folks who can't read the tiny print on the screen right now, statement of mission: this individual is a first-rank member of the G.I. Joe Mobile Strike Task Force, and from this day forward will carefully and diligently discharge all the duties of a military soldier to defend America from the enemy army of Cobra Command, an international paramilitary terrorist force, and any other combatants wanting to conquer the world for its own selfish purpose. They must be defeated in order to preserve our American way of life. As a member of the G.I. Joe Mobile Strike Force and others that may be under my command, my military obligation is to go anywhere and do anything to stop Cobra and other enemy combatants. I will become an expert in the use of ultra-modern small arms, vehicles, and weapon systems. I may use specialists trained in the latest techniques of warfare and strategy. The motto of G.I. Joe is duty, honor, courage. I will treat top secret all tactics, plans, and directions only divulged to a fellow member or proven trust. And I will obey the orders and directions which I shall receive from my superior officer according to the rules and regulations of the Defense Department. PN/445. Anyways, so we've got a standard wallet-sized card. It includes code name, submitted, and membership number. The name boxes for member signatures to confirm they are who they say. Good luck getting me on that one because my signature is illegible.
You're going to need to show it for authentication.
Right? Get the retinal scan out there.
There you go.
Matt P says, I'm also going to need a Cobra Command membership card. Evil. He's evil.
You might be onto something for 2023. We'll see. Maybe that's some breaking news. Maybe not. Yeah. Like I said, I have 22, 23, and 24 planned out.
William J. asks, can my codename be Duke Jr.? No, it cannot.
I was going to say I already had it in there before you registered. I thought it was Connor.
Can't he be El Hijo de Duke?
Oh my goodness.
Duke Jr. would be an acceptable luchador name, though. So
there you go.
Anyways, so James Kavanaugh, are you member number 1?
I think if there's one thing I got to give myself through this process, it's the number 1.
You're damn straight. You're member number 1.
Got that right.
Plus,
I thought about maybe leaving it to chance, but
no, that's how I put it on the title card. So you have to be member number 1.
Well, all right. Well, thank you. If Mike and What's Up Joe Mine approves, then I'm happy with it. I'll have that on my gravestone. Here lies James.
Member number 1.
GIJFC.
Member number 0001.
And if this needs to be said, this is a clear homage to the early 80s fan club card that you would receive once upon a time. The only difference is that I used to do variable data is biggest reason why I'm kind of partial towards it, but you would just sign your name on the card. You could run around in the backyard and have your G.I. Joe adventures as a real American hero.
That will not frighten the neighbors at all.
We happen to have trees strategically placed in the right spots where we stopped and thought we were somewhat isolated. Or I tell myself that. I don't know. They've long since deceased, so dead men tells no tales.
Up next, of course, is the challenge coin. It is a yearly base challenge coin, so be a new one of these every year. Collect them all. Challenge coin may or may not be theme based every year. Basically, if you got a good idea, you're going to do a challenge coin, and if not, it's just going to be something pretty, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you designing the challenge coin, or are you going to do competitions for people to design and send in the designs?
I'm not opposed to any sort of competition. That'd be fun. I'd look into legalities of it.
Okay.
Just I mean, that's always the case, and especially in this world. But sure, I'm not opposed to anybody submitting anything or contributing, and yeah, certainly making a competition.
Cool.
Definitely want things to be fun.
Here's a good non-specific question from Diana. Can families sign their children up, or is there a special child membership?
Oh.
There's not a child membership at this time, just due to just the cost of signing. Because some people have asked about paperless memberships to save on costs, and my immediate response was, if you want to donate the items to your kit into sort of raffle, I would attach your name, announce that this is Bob Smith's donation, and raffle it off for children. That'd be great. But at this point, I mean, the price point is kind of based on however many units that I project, how many members I'm going to get, roughly, hopefully. And beyond that, I would definitely look into. I have thought about children before even setting up the price point and the registration period. Just throw this out there. I mean, don't hold me to it, but my thought at the time was you would dust off your old flag points and you would send them in to me. Yes, I would count them because I am crazy. But you would then get a black and white 8.5 by 11, 11/17 fold out mailed, and it'd be some sort of activity thing for kids to do.
Mm-hmm.
So just to throw that out there, if there's any real interest, again, people can voice and vocalize on all that, but it'd be something fun, something different. And I'd have to look in the costs on that, because again, at that point, everybody's cost is going to be everything. So
it could be a coloring book page of James in a smoking jacket.
Definitely that. Yeah. Well, I was going to kind of hide that in the background, they wouldn't quite know what that was, but the subliminal messaging. So That way, when they came to cons and they saw me in a smoking jacket, they wouldn't be running the pants.
That's member number one.
Yeah, no, just kidding. That's terrible. But
It's member number one.
number one. Hey, how's he doing? Yeah, I'm certainly open to ideas.
Yeah, it's tough to plan for every contingency the first time out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be pretty circular, repetitive. It's really the crux from my point of view that I can't encourage, beg, plead, insist people join. And that's kind of what I've always been. I don't know how to gauge it, and I'm not. That's why the process and what's coming out seems not as traditionally. Here it is, boom and go. Because I can't. The only way to really firmly do that is to put enough money into it, and I'm not going to put money into something that people aren't necessarily going to want to gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Right.
So the more membership we have, the more options like what Dan asked are easily on the table.
All right. We've also got the battle ribbon, which is a pin. A metal pin in the exact size of and designed to emulate a vintage battle ribbon. Yearly pins are theme-based, will be unique to the year's theme. This year's theme is remobilization, reactivation, redeployment. Rolls right off the tongue. Clearly, the marketing folks stayed up late on that one.
Yeah.
So this will be kind of cool. Like over the course of time, you can pile up just a row of ribbons on your polo shirt, the way the generals have it on their dress greens.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is arguably my favorite out of all the options. Personally, I've always loved the battle ribbons. And what we were thinking in terms of pin, and then you're going through the design process of throwing everything on the wall and seeing what sticks. I definitely want to do a pin. I think that would be a great thing. Yeah, like you said, 5 years down the road, 10 years to see G.I. Joe fan club pins. Thought of Rich, Uncle Neat. Remember he used to wear his pins on his blazer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, down the line.
Good old Rich McKee.
Oh, yes.
The Killer Weezer asks, is Mike's voice more disc jockey or game show announcer? And the answer to that is yes.
That's what the man on the rock is thinking. He's pondering that question.
That's right. Why not both?
Eternally lost, yeah. Now I can't focus. I want to know the answer.
The answer is yes.
It's true.
And of course, the final reveal were the patches. Yearly membership will include 2 patches. The first will be G.I. Joe Fan Club logo oriented and designed to promote the G.I. Joe Fan Club. The second patch will be related to the yearly theme. And so what you've got here, of course, the fan club logo with the neat American flag backdrop, established 2022. We dig it. But that other patch, the theme patch, explain the artwork in the symbol there.
Oh, sure. Well, that's anybody with an eye should know that's the Adam Riches, his work. And it was great for him to, you can go ahead and move forward if you want a better view of the art. And I can explain those 2 images. But here's the other component is why things are a hair off kilter. This is an official club, so I don't have access to all the art, all the full gusto of.
Right. The logo is off limits.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I have access to it. It's not a good idea whatsoever for me to use it. We all have access to it. But so I wanted to make something that's fun, that's modern, that's, mine, or the G.I. Joe fan clubs, but yet still somewhat identifiable to any sort of G.I. Joe fanatic, new or old. Because the old 60s 12-inch was a little more traditional military. And I think we know where all the pose, I clearly got that from. And Adam took it, my wild idea. I thought he'd maybe come back and be like, no, he didn't care. That guy can do anything. So we did it. I like it.
No, I dig it too. It's a very... I don't want to call him generic, but he's just kind of a stock general issue guy, which is great for a G.I. Joe fan club. If this is how we're supposed to envision ourselves, as members of the club, well, that works.
Yeah. See
And,
that, and that's the final part is I wanted something relatable. But how do you make something relatable to a fandom or a brand that you cherish that you can't really put your hands on?
Right.
So yeah. And one more point, he'll change. Adam designed it so that the image is a little modular throughout the years. So it'll be interesting to see what direction he goes. But go
of
on.
course, you got him here on the your take on the 82 catalog there.
Oh yes. Well, again, it's as much as the G.I. Joe fan club has a dual theme in 2022 of getting the band back together. We're blowing our dust off as far as a collecting community. In an official club capacity, I should say. I mean, the community's always been there, always will be there. But getting organized, that'll even permeate through the fan fiction. The Joes will be getting themselves back together. But again, I want to do something that's iconic to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Real American Hero. I think that visual, that essence, is very familiar to us G.I. Joe fanatics. I hope, at least.
Right.
And the rest of it will be very much. That's only the front fold out. It'll be a folded piece, and the rest of it will be very homage-y. That's a word. It's not.
It's enough of one. So,
Sure.
James, we should probably point out that you have no official connection to the old G.I. Joe Collectors Club.
No, absolutely not. Well, short of got them on speed dial.
Yeah, you were a member for years, and you know those guys. But
Facebook, yes. This is not tied to the G.I. Joe. This is not tied to Fun Pub's G.I. Joe Collectors Club whatsoever. I completely understand. It's human nature to take what you've established to be, the norm, and apply that to any sort of future iterations. It's going to be different. I think that's why I'm really trying to bring as many items to the membership kit as possible, because I don't have access to action figures. That's is big reason to want to join the Fun Pub group. I look forward to that every May or June. But beyond that, it's all me. I've talked to Brian specifically about it, and he gave me his wealth of advice and insight. And yeah, I'm on the other side of the fence. even if this thing doesn't take off the way it does, it's certainly been eye-opening on how to run a fan club. That's for sure.
It is not easy, my friend, but good luck.
So you're about 200 subscriptions at this point, correct?
Yes.
What is that short of the goal that you had, or right about where you figured you'd be?
It's right where I figured I would be on week 2, bare minimum. It's technically short. If this was the final hours, I'd be a lot more please, 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 beg, beg, beg. Around 300, and this is where I'm at. Again, I apologize for being vague or dodgy, but there's really no way to put it. And this is the biggest reason why I didn't go Kickstarter, which I was laughing to myself with all these wonderful Kickstarter projects out there, which are great. I backed as many as I could. Number one, I didn't want to donate. I didn't want to just vomit out the additional money to them. They take 10%. PayPal takes less than 3%. But there's no really set. There's no real. I mean, there is a set limit. I know where I hit red and I know where I hit black. Let's just start there.
Sure.
300 members. 300 members is like the bare minimum. Is what I would need to just move forward and then sit there and kind of coast. Because I guarantee you, the moment a lot of this stuff comes in and people start showing it off online, this, that, and the other, I know I'm going to get a slew of membership.
Mhm.
That's just the way we work. People want the in hand. I don't blame them. I'm a very much in hand guy either. I don't sit there and order overseas for the figure that's coming 6 months from now. I buy in stores. But I mean, to each their own. But it's a very conceptual project at this point, and I think you need to have a certain level of belief to push it through. And once that's the case, the tangible, then they're going to come in droves, and they're going to have a rude awakening when the price will be changed and the offerings will be changed outside the membership window. So. I shouldn't say rude awakening, but it'll be like, oh man, I should have joined. I should have signed up during the membership period.
So James,
Shut
we've seen the list of stuff that's there for enrollment. We got four print newsletters per year.
Yes.
And what is the price tag on this?
For the U.S., it's $67.25.
$67.25 for everybody wondering at home.
And then
We're
there's
gonna go ahead and put that on a banner.
Yeah, boom boom. I mean that odd number is just for PayPal fees. Tack that on. I did the conversion. Once those are subtracted, it hits me at the cost margin, and we go from there. And then of course outside of the U.S. there's shipping increases. Oh well, William will also like this. I did have a Puerto Rican member ask. They are in the continental U.S. if that needs to be said. So you get the $67.25 price point.
Bueno.
Yeah, but Canadians have their own registration, and so do the Mexicans, and then everyone else international is lumped into one big price. So I tried to look into making it cost effective for everybody. I want everybody in the world to join. I mean, NASA wants to take them to Mars, and the Martians want to sign up. Their money's as good as mine, as any, as far as I'm concerned. We'll find a bank that'll see we'll take Martian click clocks or whatever, but you get my point. It's there. I think it's fair. I mean, you can double check the math. I'm not trying to jibe anybody, but it's what it is. Everybody signs up.
Absolutely.
One other comment: you did have kind of a rectangular image of our guy, our infantryman. That's the poster. So it'll be 11/17 poster, folded in half, and then the membership kit. That's another item that you'll get.
Okay. And Matt Rubin asks, and if you have questions in the chat, if you've got questions, start filing them in because we've got some time to answer those. But Matt Rubin asked, 200 as of when? I know I joined and sent my payment today when I got paid. I was just wondering when James took the count.
Well, thanks for signing up, Matt, for starters. And the last I checked was, I know Mike is on the list. I kind of skim it, so I apologize if I'm missing anybody else.
My last name is Puerto Rican, so that's probably why you caught
pretty
it.
much. Yeah, that's how I knew. That's the guy I'm referring to. Sorry, I got to point this way. I'm referring to earlier yesterday, I think, right around 200. So PayPal doesn't really give you an account. It's not until I download the list in a spreadsheet if I can get an actual number. That's why I'm again being vague. So I sit there and I don't touch my emails. I don't read you got paid, you got a membership. That's how I roughly know. Again, we're shucking and jiving over here. Get this thing going.
Rob says, Martian price of registration, 500 quatlus.
Well, thank you for doing the calculation back there, Rob. I appreciate that. My app doesn't have the Martian currency.
The quatlu is flatlined since John Carter took over.
Matt P says, I'm in and can't wait. Thank you for replying to my question about the middle initial.
Hey, no problem. That's not a requirement, but always nice to have in case there's another Matt P out there. And I need to distinguish.
Duplicates.
I don't want to send one guy to Alaska and the wrong guy to Tallahassee.
To Thule, Greenland.
Yeah, now that's true because that's going to be once we're getting into international shipping errors, it's going to be a little costly on my end. So I want to get this done right.
So James, if someone is interested, and this is the first they're hearing of it tonight, obviously the Facebook page is there. It's got all kinds of links. But what is the link that they need to go to get themselves signed up? GIJoeFanClub.com. And it's G.I. Joe Fan Club on everything. The Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the TikTok even, though I've yet to do one. Maybe somebody can, one of the members want to get a little G.I. Joe Fan Club jiggy with it. Make a TikTok.
G.I. Boss.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Whatever that one they do with the Queen song. I don't know.
So there we go. I got the website address on there as well.
Yes.
Now no one has any excuses. None. Zero. Zip.
There's a link tree. If you're familiar with Linktree, that'll bang it. And that's on all the social media. Linktree puts a dot someplace weird, but it's Linktree/G.I. Joe Fan Club. Something like that. Go to the social media. That'll branch you out to everything. And that even has a instant PayPal button, so you can just click, submit, celebrate that you're now a member of the G.I. Joe Fan Club.
Just like that.
Huzzah!
Joe Colt, you in yet?
I am not. I haven't had time to do anything, but I will be in.
Oh, please. Well, thank you. No pressure. But
You're gonna be member 250 or something, and I'm gonna look down on you because I'll be like member 38.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
Joe Colt.
I will say this. Go ahead, Mark.
She's got to be number 84, right?
All right. Well, maybe we'll.
Then you're Wonder Woman 84.
Maybe you can slip me some of those Canadian dollars, and I'll swap it with Mike's spot. You know?
Loonies and Toonies. Loonies and Toonies.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn this into the Stonecutters from The Simpsons, aren't we?
Dear God.
These
Well, I
people
will say.
These people look deep within my soul and assign me a number based on the order in which I join.
I will say this, that I will be looking at some sort of system of benefits for signing up early in the years. So 2022 members and, first year member or 1 year member, 5 year member, 4 year members, they'll have some sort of benefit for signing up early just to get you going. So, yeah.
So in a couple of years, the seniors can harass the freshmen?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
Crack some skulls.
that just got Mark Weber signed up right now.
I'm a firm believer in the establishment of a ruling class.
Bare minimum.
I rule.
Bare minimum, it'll benefit you in the club store, which I already have a couple of really cool items for members only.
Who holds back the electric car? Who made Steve Gutenberg a star? We do.
I'm not used to my reverse pointing.
James is a big Simpsons guy, so if you're going to throw Simpsons references at James Kavanaugh, that's a sure way to get near and dear to his heart.
I was late to the show because I was punching my tap out guys. Of the game. I'm just kidding.
Wow, I'm impressed you're still playing that thing.
Oh, I just let it zoom and read the dialogue. It's my funny time for the day. Kind of like Wordle.
Right. There you go. Except you're not telling everybody how you wound up. You're not posting your scores.
I guess I could, but
I mean, you could. But
I got a newsletter coming out. I'm sure everybody'd love to hear it.
Right.
That was page filler.
So we've got registration going through May 13th. That is next Friday.
Yes.
$67.25 is the price tag on that guy for everything that we showed you earlier in the episode. James, is registration going to be around this time every year? Like, is 2023 registration going to start in April, May?
To be honest, my goal, my dream scenario, because to back up a hair, if you do sign up after this membership window, it will cost more and the package will be different. Most likely, yes, you'll still get issues 1 through 4. You'll get the full 2022 package. I'm not tracking everybody from August to August or October to October. So there's another way that I'm different than previous instances. But my goal is to have registration around November of every year. So we're really going to try and fast track the newsletters. We'll see how it goes. Registration in November, and then that'll kick in for the first issue coming January, February, whatever. First quarter of 2023, and so on. Maybe that'll take a year or two to get to that point, but I would predict that registration will be earlier on in the year until it reaches that final destination of November.
All right.
And I would give people plenty of notice. Now that a lot of the introductory kinks, that's the final, useless knowledge, fan club knowledge of the day, that getting all the ducks in a row and all the pieces for this first push is going to be like 10 times easier from here on out to do issues 2, 3, 4, 5 year
Right.
sets, themes.
The
23, 24,
the further we get away from 2020, the better all that stuff is going to get.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we are still in the tail end of a global pandemic where supply lines were shot to hell effectively for the better part of a year and a half. So
that's another great point. And Mark in particular might be able to chime in on this one. But so when people were asking for pricing, I'd done a cost analysis in September, October, and then I went back in November, December, and I see that smile. And that's correct me if I'm wrong. That's the dumbest time of the year to price anything, right?
Can be. Yep.
Yeah, because they're all trying to give away their product. You know, there's all kinds of deals, but they don't advertise them as deals. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, my numbers look pretty good like this, that, and the other. And I knew if I, right around March, if I didn't start and crank them again, and sure enough, they were all noticeably different. And I'm like, yay. So
that explains that anyway.
On that. Yeah, absolutely.
Degdello asks, how long after the 13th will we get our swag?
I'm looking around 2 months, 60 days. Should be. I mean, that's another thing I kind of bank on. Speaking of Kickstarters, we're used to waiting 2 years for our product. 60 days should be a blink in the eye for most Joe fans and collectors of all likes. So, yeah, between getting it back from the vendors, which have various times, obviously, then I have to organize it, make sure the Bob Smith tag goes in with the Bob Smith card on the Bob Smith label of the box, and all that. That's not a problem for me.
I can't wait to hawk my mailbox again, right? Like 11-year-old me.
I'll do it.
It says 8 to 12 weeks for Major Blood, and come like the end of week 6. I'm like, it could be today. It could be, and it never was. Right? Never.
Hanging on the back of the mailbox with clawed fingers.
Right. Come week 11 when he finally showed up, I'm just a bitter old man. I'm 11 years old.
Come running out to the mailman.
Right. Would leave the flag up like I had outgoing mail, so he'd stop and have to put it down so I'd know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he hated me. Hated me. But now I got Emma. So
is she doing it?
Oh, Emma just barks at the mailman every day. The last guy we got Emma and our 20-year mailman. I've been running the route for 20 years. Retired 4 months after we got Emma. He was just like, I don't know, garbage anymore.
Yep. I think the mailman knew I had something coming about week 5.
Vagon says, sorry, he's a bad fan. He did not remember to like, share, or give a huggy guy on Facebook. Make sure to give a thumbs up so that way more folks can find out what is on Joe Mind. That's all right, man. No time limit on that. But get on that. Give us a huggy guy. We need hugs. We need the love.
We need love.
I'm always good for a retroactive like, love, and share.
Right. We got many little huggy guys tonight. Many.
Huggy guys are awesome.
Except at cons.
I was about to say, careful there, Joe Colton. Careful.
Yeah,
Careful.
as it left my mouth, I was like, ah!
Here we go.
Although I do have good fans. They ask if I would like a hug.
And you say, yes, from Chris Hemsworth.
And then I say, thank you for asking.
And then she punches them.
That's it. And takes their loot as they dereg.
There you go.
So if anybody else has any questions, this is the time. We can morph our way into what we got in, and we'll come back and answer any questions if necessary. James Cavanaugh, you're our guest. What have you gotten in lately?
A lot of debt with G.I. Joe Fan Club. No, just kidding. What have I gotten in? Not much, actually. I'm waiting on our classified figures.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm waiting on the next Kickstarter to start.
Oh yeah,
be a tough year.
Yeah, Callsign Longbow will be fun. Waiting on the shows, all the summer shows and beyond. It'll be fun.
William J asks, will there be a meetup component to the fan club?
Ooh.
Good question. So there you go. I intend to do as many shows as I can, and a little more than I normally do, which is still think I do a decent amount of Joe shows. So if you want to, and if any of my camp, which by the way, and you want to reach out and you say you're going to a Joe centric show, hit me up. We'll try and figure something out. But there'll always be a fan club component there. So when I first started this project, people were like, "Are you going to be doing the Joe Con and this, that, and the other?" No, there's already some amazing, well-run shows out there. Hit them up, attend those. I look forward to being there, and I look forward to. I already know all the showrunners well personally enough, anyway. So I look forward to adding some sort of raffle or interactive component with their show and the G.I. Joe fan club.
Diana asks, James, why do you never age? It's amazing.
Back at you.
Yeah, I will answer this one. Painting in the attic.
Pretty much.
Painting in the attic.
Gold's the best.
But Joe Self asked, what did Joe and James think of last week's Fan First Tuesday reveals and pre-orders? James, how about you? Who's the big winner from Tuesday?
That's a good question. I like Zorana. I was pretty impressed with her.
Yeah.
I thought the swappable hair is fun, even though I find it rather unnerving when they don't have any hair. Her or Lady J.
James Kavanaugh.
I know. You think this guy would be used to it. Be like, oh, it's fine. No, that little cappy cluppy thing. But at the same time, I guess I'm jealous. Maybe if I kind of filed my head down a little bit, I could just
cut a little divot back there and pop one on.
Yeah, just rock it. You know what?
That's a Kickstarter right there. Gouge out Kavanaugh's head.
Please don't.
Maybe I need to.
No.
Here's a wild one for you. So my grandfather had one of those sheep herder hats that he got from the UK, which is funny and then kind of cheeky or trendy over here. When I wore that to a rollout roll call, they treated me like I was wearing bibs and no shoes. They thought I was the biggest briar or whatever the equivalent is. Here's this guy wearing the sheep herder hat in the city. Oh, they ragged me to none other.
Oh yeah,
but
you look like
it had this plastic. Do what? I'm sorry.
You're a giant hick, man.
Well, oh yeah. By their standards, oh yeah. Even the most polite ones, the nice, sweetest, the last guy to ever razz you. Oh, he was, right there with the rest of them. It was a riot. Oh, I loved every minute of it. But it had this plastic label to it. But it was great because once you got a little sweat in there, and the wind would catch up. No way in hell that thing was popping off. It was magic. There's one benefit to this dome. I've yet to lose Grandpa's hat. Knock on wood.
That's solid.
Joe Colton, how about you from Tuesday?
Anything like any female character that they bring in that looks great, I'm all for. So I'm agreeing with James. The Zorana was a total hit and unexpected about the hair change. So I was like, all right, not bad.
Yeah,
her sculpt is great.
We pretty well picked Zorana as our grand champion as well.
Yep.
We're probably just as fired up for the Sarge, but he was only digital this time. So Zorana's our winner. Zorana's our winner. Racktime Rob's favorite troop builder of all time, the Crimson Guard. He went Crimson Guard, but the rest of us went.
Yeah, well, he's blind by Army Builder, so.
It is his favorite. So
or by that giant chest cut.
So angry.
It's okay. It'll only be surpassed by the giant head it comes on.
So angry.
I'm not angry anymore.
Helmet head.
Kind of resigned to it.
I don't hate the Crimson Guard. I just don't like the helmet.
Oh, I dig it. So
I feel like it's almost too big for the figure. It's not proportioned.
It makes his real head would be a little too small.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. You're like, does he have a shrunken head in there? Or is it literally just sucked to his face? Which then makes it that he has a giant head. And how is he eating? It's not proportioned. Not proportioned. And they should have a head pop off the helmet and you could stick on a generic head. Because you just need to start doing that.
But they got asked a club question here. So how long do we have to join the club? As in a few months, can I try to join? I think he's asking if he misses the deadline on May 13th. What is it? So go ahead, give that one more time, James.
Oh, sure. You'll be able to register throughout the year. That will be an option. But again, I'm going to tell you right now, it will cost more, and the items within said kit will either change or they'll be less. And bare minimum, that's just simple. That's simply due to ordering quantities and the personalization aspect. You know, I'm getting breaks by ordering all these in one lump sum. So I'm going to order a hair. I'm going to order a hair over, obviously, you know, because I do expect X amount of people over throughout the year. But beyond that, if I'm out, then I'm out. And actually, there's one more comment to be made. At least the personalized items, I would probably ship those at the end of the year. So that way I can, you know, nickel and dime personalization memberships from May to December. And that way I send one clump of them as opposed to paying for one or two here or there.
Yeah.
And that's just, again, that's kind of a different sort of club. That's, you know, different sort of offerings. And I think when the wash hits, everybody will be happy and peasants rejoice.
All right. So Vagon says he's getting himself a job. He's got 3 interviews. Art, shout out to you, man. Good luck.
Let's do it.
Good luck.
Good luck. Make it happen, my
this.
friend.
You can
got
write
this.
the G.I. Joe fan club. I'll give you a reference. Yeah.
Put me down as a reference. It'll help. Me and those HR people were like this.
Pretty much.
So long as it's not an interview with a toy company, you should be fine.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Mark Weber, what'd you get in?
So 2 things. One's quick, one's short. So I'm really digging this Marvel Eagle Moss stuff, which I actually missed the boat on. So they made a really cool chess set, right? A couple years ago. So here's, you know, Spider Woman. She's a white, bishop. Kind of cool. But when they stopped making the chess sets, they continued to make figures, but they don't have chess bases. So like here's Doom, right? He's killing it. But he just comes on this plain black, you know, Marvel base.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give a moment of silence for the poor Black Widow, who was a chess piece, but arrived, handless and footless. But it also gave me a white pawn base with Black Widow feet on it, right? So using for my very first Dremel activity of my life, I managed to chisel the black base off of a guy and chisel the Black Widow feet off of that base, and I made a new chess piece that never existed before, right?
Wow.
So we're Winter Soldier, right?
All right.
So I got a project to work on, so that's exciting. And it's okay. I dribbled his foot a little bit. What are you gonna do? I mean, the guy lost an arm. He's not gonna complain about the boot shine. But so that was the project, and boy, it was really dusty in the kitchen when I was done dremeling away all of that stuff. And I was a little worn out. And what better way to relax than with deeds, not words?
Oh, Megaforce!
Had to watch this. My brother and I were when did this come out? I don't know. I was like 8, 9. I don't know. My older brother's 3 years older than me. And we were in Mom's ear for weeks about, got to go see Megaforce, Mom. Got to go see Megaforce. But we were headed to Michigan on vacation to visit the grandparents. We harassed her enough that she took us there to the movies in Michigan. And she went to see something else. Figured out the run times and said, mine will be done first. I'll wait for you. So Mike and I ran in to watch Megaforce. And on the way out, my older brother, without poisoning the well, said, what'd you think, Mark? And I said, kind of sucked. That was as like a 10 or an 11-year-old. So I rewatched it again to give it a fresh look. And yeah, it does suck. It's so bad. So bad. This stuff, like, come on, what are you doing? So anyway, I'll re-shrink wrap that. And happy birthday, Mike. Coming to you soon. Not you, Irizarry. Happy birthday, Mike Weber. You're getting a slightly used Megaforce DVD.
See, now what's on Joe Mine did a watch along on Megaforce, so I would just get Godso to autograph it.
So bad.
That's right.
It's so bad. I mean, not even the flying motorbike scene. Like the whole
Hit me up
thing.
and I'll send you a G.I. Joe fan club file logo for a sticker you can put on there to make it an unofficial.
We had fun on the watch along on that one. We had fun.
At some point, when we can string it up from my VCR, we'll watch Man Killers, the greatest movie of all time, in which the bad guy John Nicklin, wearing jeans and a white T-shirt, gets shot center mass like 9 times and keeps coming. Nothing stops this guy. He's such a bullet magnet that when the boys used to get together to play Halo, that was always my call sign, was Nicklin, because I was so bad at Halo and I got shot so often.
Joe Cole, did we ever get to what you got in?
No.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I got a headpiece for my Madame Garza, and I helped design the earrings that she wears.
Oh,
Very nice.
I like them.
Take them out of the package. Like got screenshots and just kept trying to get it right. So
Hold your hand up behind it.
okay.
There you go.
How heavy is that, Joe, to hang from your ear?
It's probably like
3 pounds?
2 grams. No. It's light. It's just it'll get tiring after a while. But these pieces hook on here and cover my ears.
Oh, so they don't hang on. They don't hang from your ear proper.
No, they hang from my headpiece, which will be on a Leku head, which is the ones with the tentacles. So I got that, and it was cool because the guy had made a prototype, and then we like worked through the design and like the width and the sizing of the headpiece, and then I got to help him figure out the earrings and stuff. So it was one of the first times I had like collaborated with somebody on a prototype, so it was really cool.
That is cool. Dagon's got a question about it. If
okay.
Anybody doesn't know who Madame Garza is.
Okay. Madame Garza is the cantina owner in Boba Fett. She is the neutral toned Twi'lek that's all like fancy dresses, and she may or may not have died at the end.
Oh,
who's the actress? She's a known name.
Yes, Jennifer Beals.
That's right. Jeez, yeah.
Yeah,
she's
she was
Really known name.
She's still smoking,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. All right. And then I got a Masters of the Universe
Nice.
Beast Man.
Redhead.
I've been looking for him. I know a lot of people are looking for Man at Arms, but I found him after a month of looking. And then I went to see Doctor Strange on a premiere, and I got.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
that looks elaborate.
It is. So this is. Oh my god. So it came like this. So it's his spell thing, and then it lifts up, and then. Oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do it. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Clearly, I need help. Okay. And then you can put popcorn in it.
Nice. That's fun.
But
That's
I was
what
like, I totally needed this. Like, I got home and Wes was like, "What are you doing with that?" I was like, "I don't know, but I like it." Again, we have no space, but I continue to buy shit.
You can put stuff in it. It's a storage container.
Yeah.
That's what I said. He's like, "What are you putting in that?" I was like, "I don't know, but I'm gonna figure something out."
I know. It's either Christmas trees or red ninjas.
There you go.
You know what? I could put a Christmas tree and have this as its stand, and then have just the tree coming out of it. Good thinking, Mark. I need to buy another tree then.
That's what I'm talking about. Wes hates me so much.
I was just gonna say. I thought I heard Wes shrieking in the background.
Right?
Oh.
So people at work are like, "Is your husband as a fanatic as you?" And I'm like, "No, he's actually like a Grinch." didn't have a lot of good Christmases growing up, so.
Just tell them it's the tree of Agamotto. They're good.
Tree of Agamotto.
So yeah, so that's what I got in. No
Say
G.I.
nice-
Joes.
It's a nice dice container for when you play the G.I. Joe role-playing game.
Right. Yes.
And as far as what I got in, I bought him a little bit ago, and he just took his sweet time getting here. But Beachhead number 42 is in the house.
Oh, so what's
So-
your limit? Like, do you have a limit?
I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know.
Mike is a no-limit soldier.
I guess.
42 is the limit right now, and
Pat Tillman.
that'll maintain that'll be the he's left-handed. So is that was Pat Tillman left-handed?
I
You don't know.
actually.
You don't know.
But 42, I mean, that's PT.
It's
And Army Ranger, right?
There you go.
Just saying.
It's Mariano Rivera. It's
There you
Jackie
go.
Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
If he gets overweight, it's Mo Vaughn.
Butch Husky.
Butch Husky.
Bridge too far.
One of the great names in baseball history, by the way. Butch Husky.
Him and Bam Bam Mulens.
Right?
Gonna leave New York to the promised land.
But yeah, 42, he's complete. He's got everything. He's in really nice shape. His toes are a little scuffy, and that's about the only thing that's wrong with him.
And when you say he's got everything, that includes his junk, right?
Yeah. Look, I'm not going on eBay and buying broken stuff. Like if I encounter one, if I'm in a shop or something, I might buy one just because it's there and in front of me and all that stuff.
Right.
Provided I'm not paying too much for it. But I'm not going online and they don't have to be in the greatest shape, but they got to at least be whole.
Doesn't make sense to buy a $5 beachhead in a shop and then pay $45 for the crotch.
Right. Joe Colton, what are you gasping about?
I found a Bio Viper for not $180.
Those things are going for $180 now.
Oh, all that.
Yeah, $139 right now. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Anytime these little minutia get a following
Yeah.
in the Real American Hero, like even the weird stuff, if somebody latches onto it,
Oh.
forget about it. It's out of control the next day.
And there's also like no reason for it. Like nobody freaking likes
Right.
like the monsters. Like why?
Right.
So stupid. Makes me so angry.
The
Anyways.
4-inch stuff kind of left me in a bubble in terms of 82 to 94 pricing. And when I came out of that bubble,
Yeah.
rude
It's,
awakening.
Yeah.
it's the Wild West out there with some of that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's nuts. Look, I have a line that I don't cross when I'm buying these beachhead figures. And I'm not going to say what that line is, but it's pretty low. It's lower than you would think. And I've accumulated 42 of them, never crossing that line.
Okay.
Don't jinx yourself, man.
So I'm just saying, you have to be patient and you have to be disciplined, but you can find these figures for reasonable prices. You have to take into account they are 40 years old now. So it's not going to be like when you started collecting them again 25 years ago. They're going to be more expensive than that. Like you have to account for some of that. But
not like $112.
not
and,
not
like,
not $139 for a
Yeah.
monster viper.
get out of
But-
here.
I found a box that I was doing shows last touched in 2005. And I think my Bio Viper and my Monster Viper were $5 each. Mark, when I found that box like 3 years ago. Isn't that crazy? I know. No, all
Yeah.
the Predacon was $8. The Bottom Axe was $5.
I think you and Joe Colton need to do some business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's already been sold, unfortunately. Otherwise, yeah, I would have hooked you up.
Thanks. You did hook me up
Oh.
with the last figure I needed for my
Yeah. Voltron.
October guard set.
yeah, my October guard set. I was like, all right, I know James has one. Like,
Well, have you seen what he's doing now? I think he's like $300-400.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Joe, you finished your October guard set right on time.
Oh, I know. Because I think 2 weeks later, the entire set was on sale for like $3,200. And I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is
There's
your
a line, and I'm not crossing it.
Right? Best con set ever, though.
Yes.
Hands
yes.
down. Hands down.
but
These are outrageous prices.
so James Cavanaugh, why don't you go ahead and give us some shout outs?
I will shout out to everybody that had a phenomenal Kickstarter. I mean, they're all aces. You know, the Action Force book. Dan Klingensmith's got his book up. Carson's is long since funded. Robo Skull, obviously. You know, who am I missing? That's just it. You know,
we got Callsign Longbow starting in
they're
4
coming
days.
up. Yeah, tipping my hat to them, and I look forward to pledging to that. And G.I. Joe Fan Club, of course. Hey, and then I always like to shout at anybody else, and that's the final reason. The underlying reason why I'm ever doing anything archival or reference is to have it down on paper for me to remember exactly what's going on. So if I miss somebody, I completely apologize.
Right.
I'm definitely looking forward to my own newsletter back page for
You're like, I
current
need to
events
keep
and what's
track.
going on. Yeah, exactly.
That's
But
the
that's
problem.
good.
That's the
There's so
problem
much
with making
stuff.
lists, right? So anytime you make a list, you're inevitably going to leave somebody off of it.
Well, yeah, of course. I've dealt with that all too well in the G.I. Joe world, but what it is.
Mark Weber, who we shouting out to?
I mean, this one's a layup, right? So feel free to steal this one. But it's Mother's Day on Sunday, right?
Oh, yeah.
So to my mom, Nola Weber, to my wife, Michelle Weber, and to all the moms out there. Come on now. No harder job in the world. So to all the moms out there and moms to be out there, happy Mother's Day. We respect you. Salute.
You're such a sweetheart.
Right? Mama's boy. That's all right. I'll be a mom. My mom's great. I'll be a mama's boy.
Joe Colton, shout it out.
I'm going to give a shout out to my hubby who took care of me last weekend, and Maggie and William for helping out.
Cutting you out of your shoes.
No, they helped me with some things I had to do before a procedure. So I do thank them very much, and to my mom who continually called even though I was supposed to be resting, and the Peanut Gallery and you guys. It's always a blast. And when I don't get on, like I do miss you guys. I'm like, man, sucks. But I was forced when I came on tonight, so I was like, yeah, I beat the guys.
I mean, I was here, but
Whatever, it doesn't count. You weren't sitting in the chair.
I was in the chair.
No, you weren't.
Well, I'm glad to be on it now. A rare Joe Colton occasion episode of What's on Joe Mind.
Right.
I thought I almost felt flattered. Like, oh, you're here for me. Oh, no, you're just
I'm here for you, James.
Oh, thank you.
we were hoping there would be some impromptu cosplay contest. Good. Clearly it didn't happen.
No, I got off work at 7:30. You're lucky.
You did have your cool headdress on. Why don't you explain what that was?
Yes, this is her headdress that I got in. Same
I
one.
like it.
It's made of resin and it's slightly flexible enough that I can like put it on my head and place it.
Okay. You have to watch it with the resin. I mean,
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe
If you pull it too much, it'll snap. So
okay.
he made it bendy enough that I can like put it around my neck and like maybe stretch a little bit to get it up my head, but that's about it.
I'm wearing the official G.I. Joe Fan Club uniform, if that matters. At least the top end.
It's very.
Well, thank you.
No pants.
We're
And proud,
living-
I
proud
was
What's on Joe
I was
Mind
about to
tradition.
say like what's the bottom half, and then I stopped myself because
No.
I've seen James in various attire below.
Yeah. It's only business on top. That's fine.
I'll kind of borrow one of Mike's answers from earlier and just say yes.
Yeah.
Pajama pants.
But
Diamond sweats, yes. I'm not wearing the tactical tan pants that go with this time. Required uniform for G.I. Joe Fan Club staff.
we'll share
Or
we'll
whatever.
share community shout out here from Matt Rubin. Shout out to all the healthcare workers, both physical and mental. They still have it rough.
Yeah,
Sure.
they do. Yeah.
Give a shout out to Racktime Rob, who had an abnormally difficult day at school today.
Oh.
Give a shout out to my friend Jamie, who used to host the fantasy football program. They had a loss in the family this week. Give a shout out to our friends at Kokomo Toys. We'll sing the theme song real quick. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys.
Is that the first barbershop quartet version we've ever done?
Shout out to Colin, who just brought home Thai food. Yeah!
Downvote for Colin for not bringing some for all of us.
Right?
Yeah, what the
Right?
Ain't gonna share,
I
whatever.
want Thai food.
Did you bring,
Thanks.
Right?
did you bring enough for
Shout
the
out.
entire class, Colin? I don't think
That's
so.
right.
Want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching us live on Facebook. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, please go ahead, give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy.
I do.
If you're watching us on YouTube, we appreciate you too. Be sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that by now. That's the one thing that anybody who's watching this can do to help us out the most is subscribe to the channel on YouTube and watch our videos there. It's a big help. It's how we can keep track of everybody who's watching the program. So please, if you get the time, go ahead and help us out with that at some point in the next couple of days. If you're watching us on recording, we love you too. Thank you for tuning us in. We appreciate you. By all means, if you have a comment or a question, go ahead, leave it down below. We will do our best to address those for you over the course of the week. We try to leave no stones left unturned in our viewers' quest for knowledge.
That's right.
In this wonderful hobby of ours.
If you're watching us on Tinder, swipe left or right, whatever.
Or whatever.
That's up to you.
We're
Swipe
flexible.
up, super light.
Very flexible.
No.
Hey,
We're not doing any of that.
I'm gonna put my foot behind my head now.
That's my son's gig.
Yeah.
Crazy flexible.
Look, your son is how old? We can't advertise that. That's gonna wind us up in jail.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, if I try doing that, I'm just gonna go to a hospital.
Right.
So that's a whole different set of legal ramifications.
Let's give a
He can be
shout out to the healthcare workers for putting Mike back together again.
For getting my foot out from behind my head. But
Is he gonna be one of those TikTok guys that are bending? You seen some of those guys, the way they bend?
Yeah.
no,
Absolutely insane.
Not good.
No, I'm good.
It's
It's not
Yeah.
it's all right. Give a shout out to our noted author and guest, James Kavanaugh.
That's right.
You can still see floating across the bottom banner there. Head on over to GIJoeFanClub.com. Registration cost in the U.S. is $67.25 if you're late to the program. Go back and watch. You see all the cool stuff that you'll get for that $67.25 over the course of 2022 and even beyond.
Pro tip for anybody watching beyond this live recording: if you want to play them at 1.25, 1.5 is a little too much, but right there at the 1.
No, we want regular speed.
Oh,
So they can hear
1.25.
They can hear the audio electric sex that is my voice.
That's true. The dulcet
Oh my
tones.
God! Stop.
Joe Colton, you have been doing this show for 6 years.
I
You are not allowed to be offended by that phrase anymore. I have been saying it the entire time.
I know.
Last week with an echo. No, wait. You were
Right.
the only one not echoing.
I was the only one not echoing. No, it was you and Racktime Rob who were doing crazy time. I'm proud of last week, by the way.
We rolled with that.
Absolutely proud of last week. Everybody should go back and watch last week to hear Mark and Rob read crazy things with echo voice.
To raise money for Ukraine.
Right.
Yeah. And the Ukraine part aside, I hope we never do the Echo show again. I hope that's one and done.
One was great, but
That was good.
I think we got it figured out. So,
yeah.
and of course, as we said a second ago, a shout out to everybody watching at home. We wouldn't do it without you. So thanks for tuning in every Friday. And be sure to tune in next Friday for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. We normally don't get our guests out there this far in advance, but Troy and John from Grindstone Toys will be with us to talk about the freshly launched Callsign Longbow Kickstarter. They will be here with us live. So if you got your questions, bring them on in, and we will go through the Kickstarter and all of its potential goals and fun and all that good stuff then. So for my co-hosts, Joe Colton and Mark Weber, for my special guest, James Kavanaugh, for Racktime Rob on the board in the back, I'm Mike Irisari. Join us next Friday at 9 for What's on Joe Mind. As our friend Vagon says, be safe if you can't. Be careful. Hey, have a great weekend. Yo, Joe.
Now I want Thai food.
Thank you.